Guys, Ashley is chasing a story that started locally and has really blown up and become a national story. But before I get to you, Ashley, I want to introduce a very special guest today. Iconic TV legend in the New York area, Mike Schneider is with us. Mike, welcome. It's great to have you here. I know we have a special story that we're going to talk about with you later in the show, but it'd be great to have you here just to weigh in on some of these stories as we go through, especially this one. Ashley, you are chasing a story in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. It's a story about 4 missing young men. There have been some developments. What do you got?
Well, Bill, a major breakthrough in the case of the 4 missing young men in Bucks County. District Attorney Matthew Weintraub says 20-year-old Cosmo DINARDO is a person of interest. He wants to be clear they are not calling him a suspect. DINARDO was arrested late in the day Monday at his home in Bensalem, PA, for an unrelated charge. DINARDO has been recharged with a firearms possession offense from February. He is not allowed to have a firearm because of his mental health condition. Bail for DINARDO was set at $1 million.
And that was at our urging because he's a person of interest. I think that if somebody is charged with something and becomes a person of interest, it's fair to say to a judge that you've now become a greater flight risk.
The district attorney wouldn't comment on if his parents, Sandra and Antonio DINARDO, are cooperating. He did confirm that the main search site on Lower York Road belongs to the DINARDOs. The FBI, state police, and several local police departments are searching for 19-year-old Jimmy Tarpatrick, 19-year-old Dean Finicaro, 20-year-old Mark Sturgis, and 21-year-old Tom Mayo.
We are still gradually sifting through the property. It's 90-some acres, and we're going through it with the equivalent of a fine-tooth comb. It's going to take us a very long time to get through it, and I'll try to keep you updated as best I can.
I went to the home where police took DINARDO into custody on Wayland Circle and spoke with a neighbor who sang nothing but praises of the DINARDOs.
Like I said, they're just great people. They're a wonderful family, and what they're going through right now, it's very sad, but they're just a wonderful, great family. We have nothing but good things to say about them.
Bill, the DA says people can help. Right now, they need tips on how the 4 missing young men may be related or somehow connected to each other, how the 4 young men may somehow be connected to Cosmo DINARDO, and they say anyone with any information is asked to give them a call right now.
That $1 million bail on a weapons charge sends a little signal that
that's a lot.
They think they're onto something.
All right, thank you, Ashley. Guys, we're now joined by former DEA special agent and currently private investigator Bob Strang. Bob, welcome back to Chasing News.
Thank you.
My first question to you is, there is a call by the prosecutor's office discussing these 4 missing young men, asking the public's help for a link between the 4. Now, what am I missing? They've interviewed all 4 families. How have they not established a link already?
They're going to look a few different ways. They're going to look with the public, but they're also going to look in forensically, and they're going to take a look at their whatever electronic devices they had. They're going to see whether they shared any social media contacts. You know, was there something involved that they had a common denominator, perhaps?
Where do you start? I mean, you start with video games? I mean, these are 4 kids from different families, different areas, different ages.
You look for key words, right? So when people wonder, how do you go about this? I mean, there's so much information on somebody's hard drive. How do you begin to identify a clue? Well, the first thing they do, they would put the suspect's name into the lab, bring the hard drive in, whether it's a phone, whether it's a laptop, whatever the device is, and run it to see if they can identify this common denominator. So if they have a suspect right now, the one thing they want to do with these 4 boys is put that suspect's name into every electronic device that they have and see if it shows up.
Bob, does the passage of time, the hours ticking away, give you a sense of likely outcome? Do investigators change the ways in which they go about their investigation as the hours without hearing from these boys or seeing them go by?
From a forensic perspective, what's happening is everything is happening very quickly in the lab. So every day that goes by, every hour that goes by, they're able to compile more logical information from a forensic perspective. In the field, unfortunately, the more time that goes by is, as you know from your experience, the history of that, it's not good.
This has certainly gotten national attention, so we'll check back in with you as things develop. Thank you, Bob.
My pleasure. I hope these boys are safe.